Selfish people win at the end of the day. The selfish ones win. Put yourself always first. Think about your own needs first, and then everybody else. Because who do you have at the end of the day? You have yourself.
Selfish women always win. And that sentence alone makes most women uncomfortable, because from a young age, we were trained to believe that love is earned through sacrifice, that being a good woman means giving endlessly, staying quiet, being agreeable, and putting everyone else first. We were taught that selflessness is virtue, and selfishness is something to be ashamed of, because putting yourself first gets you labeled as difficult, ungrateful, or selfish. The result? Burnout, loss of identity, living a life that doesn't feel like yours. But this video isn't about being cruel. It's about survival. It's a wake-up call to all the women out who were conditioned to think like this, because time is your most sacred resource, and overgiving steals your future. You can be kind after choosing yourself, not before. People-pleasing isn't something you're born with. It's learned. Wizard Liz learned people-pleasing by watching her mother.
My mom was literally the whole example of a people pleaser. She would go above and beyond to help every single person around her, even if she did not have the means to.
Helping everyone became her default behavior, and over time, that turned into self-neglect. Her needs always came last. I grew up the same way, in a patriarchal household where no wasn't allowed unless you had a valid reason. Guilt was the punishment. I watched it destroy boundaries in my family, and I saw how overgiving became a lifelong burden. By the end of this video, you'll understand why selfishness isn't the problem, it's the solution. This is SheBoss Chronicles, where we don't just study she-bosses, we become them. And today's she-boss, the wizard Liz who built her empire by being selfish with her time, her friends, her decisions, her life. Let's start with breaking that conditioning. People-pleasing isn't kindness, it's a lack of self-trust. It's not knowing your worth, so you outsource it to other people. Their opinions, needs, and comfort start to matter more than your own, and slowly you disappear. That's why selfishness matters. Selfishness isn't about being cruel, it's choosing yourself without harming others. It's self-respect. Because if you don't choose yourself, life will choose for you. Wrong jobs, wrong relationships, wrong paths, built one small yes at a time. One day, you wake up and ask, how did I get here? But you've been getting there daily by ignoring yourself. And that's why selfish people win. They win because they protect what matters. You are the only person you will always have. Extreme giving leads to depletion. You feel drained, used, and invisible. It just creates entitlement. People take and resent you when you stop. Like the Chinese proverb says, the easy horse is ridden by everyone. The Wizard Liz method isn't about ego or cruelty, it's about self-leadership. It's about knowing when to say no without guilt, choosing growth over approval, and understanding that you cannot build a strong life while constantly abandoning yourself. Her story proves one thing clearly. Selfish women don't lose love, they lose limits, and that's exactly why they win. Here are the 8 pillars to being selfish and choosing yourself first. Pillar 1, release the guilt. It is okay to say no, even when your voice shakes, even when it disappoints someone, even when you don't have a good enough reason. Wanting rest is a reason. Wanting space is a reason. Wanting more for yourself is a reason. I learned people-pleasing at home. One Sunday afternoon, all I wanted was rest, silence, time alone. My younger sister came into my room with a video and sat on my bed, playing it anyway, even after I explained I needed space. Then she said she wanted to lie down and rest too. I was irritated and overwhelmed. So I left my own room to find peace, and she got angry at me, called my reaction extreme, said she just wanted to talk. What hurt the most wasn't the situation, it was the guilt. That familiar feeling of, I did something wrong just for choosing myself. That's conditioning. So hear this clearly. You are allowed to say no without guilt. You are allowed to put yourself first. You deserve rest. You deserve good things without earning them through exhaustion. Because if you don't choose yourself first, no one will. Pillar 2, I don't want to is enough. You don't owe anyone a long explanation for your no. I don't want to is a complete sentence. Desire alone is a valid reason. Liz stopped doing things out of guilt. She stopped over-explaining. It is okay to say, no, I'm not comfortable. No, I don't have the energy. That isn't cruelty. That's self-respect.
Hey, Liz, can you do this? And if I don't want to, no, I can't. I can't do that for you. Liz, can you come here? No, I can't. Why? I don't want to. What are your plans? Nothing. I'll sleep.
We've been taught that saying no is rude, selfish, or unkind. It's not. What's unkind is forcing yourself to give when you're empty. Liz puts her needs first, not because she's heartless, but because she understands something most women are never taught. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Overgiving feels noble, but it quietly blocks growth. Every yes you say means a no to a vital part of your life. Look at it like you have a cup that is full of water. The water could be your time, energy, and focus. You spend on important places in your life, and each time you say yes, you pour out a little from the cup. Now, if you say yes to others before yourself, you give more out from that cup till you become too empty for yourself. So every unnecessary yes steals time, energy, and focus from the life you're meant to build. Choosing yourself first isn't selfish, it's strategic. Pillar 3. Set boundaries and keep them. Boundaries are not optional. They are required for peace. Boundaries plus clarity create confidence. And no, this isn't ego. Ego is insecurity. Self-definition is freedom, knowing who you are, what you tolerate, and what you don't. Don't accept disrespect from anyone, not from family, not from friends, not from people who say they mean well. You don't need to explain your no. Boundaries don't push people away. They reveal who respects you.
Listen, my boundaries were crossed. You crossed them. You know you crossed them. Done. The conversation is over. You're not willing to say, I'm sorry that might have hurt you. If you're not saying that, we're done.
That's not cold. That's clean. That sets the tone for what she accepts and what she no longer tolerates. I felt guilt when I did the same with my sister, but I remind myself I did nothing wrong. I needed me first. I set that boundary and she crossed it. Boundaries create discomfort. That's how you know they work. And remember this, the people who get angry when you put yourself first are the ones who benefited from you putting yourself last. Pillar 4. Stop seeking validation from others. The validation you're chasing from the outside is the validation you're refusing to give yourself. Compliment yourself. Encourage yourself before the challenge, not after the applause. Your self-worth cannot depend on being noticed, praised, or approved.
Obviously, when I get a compliment, I'm very thankful. I don't need you to tell me that because I can see those qualities in myself already.
External validation creates emotional dependency. When praise controls your mood, criticism owns you just as easily. That's how people gain power over you. Depending on approval makes you unstable, reactive, and easy to manipulate. Real confidence is emotional independence, knowing who you are without needing witnesses. You must also accept being misunderstood. I call this the villain's crown. The villain's crown is understanding that people will hate you anyway. And that's okay. They'll hate, misunderstand, and have their own opinions. It's the courage to be misunderstood, the peace that comes from letting go of other people's impressions of you. Because no matter what you do, someone will project their story onto you. Don't try to manage it. Their opinions are shaped by their background, their wounds, their limits, not your truth. Expecting everyone to understand you is a fast path to disappointment. Peace comes when you stop explaining yourself to people who were never listening. Pillar 5. Choose your inner circle wisely. Everyone in your life should have a role. Not access without contribution, not proximity without value. The role could be support, growth, accountability, mentorship, but it must move you forward. When you surround yourself with people who only take, you stay stuck while pouring yourself empty. Relationships must be reciprocal. Emotional exchange has to go both ways. One-sided pouring is no longer acceptable. Wizard Liz is clear about this.
I will not be friends with people that are okay with being miserable and then complain about being miserable.
Support is reserved for those who are trying to grow, because misery loves company. And Law 10 of the 48 Laws of Power says it plainly. Avoid the unlucky. Stay around negative, toxic people long enough, and you slowly become them. I used to have a friend and coworker who complained about everything. The boss, the workload, the neighbor, even the weather. At first I tried to listen, to be supportive. But then I noticed something scary. I started complaining too. It began small, agreeing with her to keep the conversation balanced. But soon it turned into gossiping and blaming others instead of taking responsibility. I was mirroring her energy, becoming selfish. Filters, relationships. Some people leave. That's not loss. It's revelation. And remember this. Show me 4 millionaires and I'll tell you the 5th. Your circle shapes your reality. Choose accordingly. Pillar 6. Love yourself and date yourself. If you don't enjoy your own company, you will always outsource your happiness. Self-love removes emotional dependency. You stop needing constant reassurance, attention, or approval to feel okay. You don't chase, you choose. You don't fear being alone. You respect your peace too much to settle for less.
Applaud yourself for your accomplishments. Acknowledge yourself. Love yourself. Hug yourself. You're craving love from other people? You can give it to yourself.
Date yourself. Take yourself out. Sit alone at a cafe. Travel alone. Walk alone. Hug yourself. Speak kindly to yourself. Show up for yourself consistently. Learn to enjoy your own presence without distraction or validation. When you become someone you enjoy being with, you raise the standard for everyone else. And suddenly, being alone feels better than being underappreciated. Pillar 7. Financial independence builds self-trust. Nothing sharpens self-respect like making your own money. Financial independence removes the need for approval because survival is no longer tied to permission. Like Wizard Liz, supporting yourself changes how you move in the world. You stop negotiating your dignity for security. When you make your own money, your tolerance for nonsense drops. You don't stay because you're afraid. You don't tolerate disrespect because you need someone. You don't shrink to be kept. Independence gives you options. And options create power. Money isn't about greed. It's about choice. Choice to leave. Choice to rest. Choice to say no without panic. Financial self-reliance strengthens self-trust because every bill you pay, Every goal you fund proves to you that you can take care of yourself. And once you know that, you stop begging for love. You choose it, or you walk away. If Wizard Liz's story inspired you as much as it inspires me, hit the like button, subscribe, and drop a comment about the SheBoss you'd like us to cover next. Until next time, stay bold, stay brilliant, and as always, stay boss.